two.
1, 2. Aha, we here.
Yeah.
Finally. I love it when the plan comes together.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon, Sir Richard Fortune.
Sir Richard Fortune.
Yeah.
I have been knighted now today.
Yeah.
As Sir Richard Fortune.
You were actually, when we spoke about you earlier on, you were actually Richard Caesar. Yeah.
Oh, Richard Caesar, please.
Yeah, that's compliments of sister outside.
Oh, okay. But, this is the ultimate Richard Fortune.
Yeah, the ultimate. Yeah. Thank you for accepting in doing what you're about to do, my brother. I couldn't think of a better guy to can actually do this. I was searching for somebody to actually do it, man. And the only guy that I could really think of was you, Mr. Richard Fortune.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, if you wonder why and what this is all about, it's today I have the man on the couch and the man behind the MIC when he speaks and behind the Skyynet Radio, and that is Mr. Adil Samsudin.
Yeah, tables are reversed. Since the last time you were here, I actually interviewed you, right?
Yeah, that's right, and that's what it's all about today, ladies and gentlemen, listeners. I'm interviewing this young man that I know for many years, and it's a privilege for me actually to do this. And I want to say thank you, Adil, for inviting me and doing this. I've never done this, but anyway, there's always for the first day.
Hey, we try, man. Kijk je, wat ons nog nooit gedoen het, die try ons, man.
That's it. So should we get straight to the point and let the listeners know where you're coming from, what you're all about, where you started. But listeners, just want to let you know today Adil is on the couch and he's going to tell us his life story, and he's going to tell it as it is, uncut, no hidden agendas, and I'm not gonna allow him to hide anything. He must tell me everything that we haven't known. He must tell us, because I think his government doesn't even know about the certain things, and I want her to know. Today we're gonna reveal the whole story. So, being that said, that I'm gonna start with the first question, and Adil, I want to know, where were you born, man? And tell me about your parents. Are they still alive? Your family life, the family tree.
Yeah.
You can start there.
Well, I was born in Albert Road, Woodstock.
All right.
Okay. Nansa building. They afterwards they dumped it Nansa building, but na net gepasselie daar na die tyd.
Okay.
So I was born right there at the back, I was born to parents Salma Umni and Adam Samodin. So that was my parents. I'm still lucky having my mother still around, man. But my dad passed away a couple of years back. So that is where I come from. I come from the district, my brother. I come from the ghettos, man.
All right. That is nice to know. Woodstock, Albert Road. That was the famous place, and I know there was a club in Woodstock. And I think if back in the day,
yes,
you used to play at that club. Can you give me that club's name and tell me what year was that when you played at this specific club?
That club was Casablanca, just down the road, but that only happened a long time afterwards. You got to remember when I was born in Albert Road, there was a time that the government actually chucked us out of the six, the district, and we went to go stay in Hanover Park.
Okay, yeah, that's a story now to be told.
Yeah, so there we were moved to Hanover Park. We stayed in Howie Court, number 35, and that was when Hanover Park was still in its building stages, that they had this huge sand, ons sal sê in Afrikaans, die sandhoepe.
Sand castles.
And we would play on there. Only to be so dirty in the evening, and getting a hiding from the parents.
At what age was that?
I was like 3 years old. Yeah. I didn't attend primary school as yet. So I was between there. I only started primary school at the age of 7.
Okay.
7 years, and the first primary school I actually attended was Green Turf High, I mean, Greentuff Primary.
Okay.
And back then, the schools didn't have names. Okay, they were numbered.
Okay.
So I was going a school number 9
Okay.
that became afterwards Greentuff.
Well, I just wanted to ask you about numbers. You know, if I say you come from Hanover Park,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of numbers there. So I was hoping that's not going to come out that numbers. But
No,
okay,
no,
the
no,
school
no.
was
That's
numbered.
really Owens and no money, me bro, but that time, the first stages of Hanover Park, there was a gang that actually was ruling Hanover Park at that moment in time, and it was the Mongrels.
Okay, and you grew up amongst these guys.
Yeah, I grew up opposite the field, and the rivalry gang was staying in the flat where I was staying, and they were called the Tribbles.
Okay.
You
Did
know-
they ever try to recruit you?
No, they didn't, because I was still a personality, and I didn't even attend primary school as yet.
All right.
So my gangsterism life also started afterwards, man. And we will get to that story.
Okay,
You know?
that is very interesting. We would like to know about that story,
Yeah.
that gangster story. Your drugs. Have you ever done drugs, and things like that? And what if you've done drugs? What would you tell the people out there and the youngsters out there that that wants to do and wants to go that route?
Mr. Fortune, what gave me the idea of doing what we are doing today is in actual fact the drug awareness that I need. I do think that my story, if I should bring my story across to somebody that's doing drugs out there, they might just change their ways. Because if I can change one person's life today, man, I would say mission completed, and we will get to the drug addiction in a bit.
But no, that's fine. That's no problem. That's we're gonna park that thing, listeners. And listeners, I just like to make you aware that you guys can be part of this interview. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask, if you want to ask a question, come through via Facebook.
Yeah.
Is that Adil? Do you want to
Yeah.
give the people what's the Facebook page?
Adil Sky Samodian, check that out, guys. We are streaming live. You also got the the radio service that Skyynet Radio runs on, and you can also do the WhatsApp thingy, and you can also drop me a message at 078-737-4921, and if I can, I'll be glad in answering any of your questions, man. And today's show is called Tell It Like It Is. Ek gaat niks agterhou nie, my bro.
There we go, listeners. So let's tune in. In fact, you should be actually tuned in on this beautiful radio, Skyynet Radio. And as you can see, the man on the couch here today is should I say you the CEO of the Skyynet Radio?
I'm the founder of Skyynet Radio, but that's also, as the interview goes along, people will get to understand why Skyynet Radio is in existence.
Okay, no, that's fine.
We got an operator there, Lady Hillary, and she's so busy getting whatever she's getting sorted, and she's not even saying to us, "Hey guys, take a break and drop a song for us."
No, Lady Hillary, you in control. So, listeners, we'll come back with some more questions to the CEO and the founder of Skyynet Radio while we're listening to this beautiful music that will be played right now. That's it. That's the CEO.
Huh?
I noticed that you mustn't smoke inside here.
Oh, I'm the boss man.
That's right.
So I can.
That's what I said to the lady. I said, how can you tell the boss not to do what he must do?
Oh, okay.
Okay, we just started with your things, but you gotta tell me more about your boyhood days, basically growing up in Nova Park.
I can't hear you, my brother.
Okay. Yeah, I just want you to tell us more about your boyhood days growing up in Nova Park, and then from your Nova Park days, your boyhood days growing up till I said how long you were staying there, etc.
In actual fact, if I do look back, that is where my life really changed, man.
Okay, so tell us more about you growing up in a Nova Park, and what has taken place there. At what age were you taking drugs, and what would you say to the people of the Western Cape, or say Cape Town overall?
Hanover Park, man. I didn't venture into the drug thing yet, Okay. And I come from a family. I come from a when we were in Albert Road in Woodstock. I had a solid family foundation, And when we moved to Hanover Park, something happened there between my mom and my dad, and they got separated there,
Okay.
I remember one day, man, I was still a lighty, not even attending school as yet. So this one woman was looking after me and my late brother, and my mom would go to work, and so would my dad. And this evening, my mom came to fetch us, and as she was opening the house,
Okay.
the house was absolutely empty,
Wow.
empty, you
Wow.
know. There wasn't a couch in the house, and thinking, somebody just ransacked the house and walked out with all the furniture in that,
Okay. Okay. Tell us more.
And so it was my dad.
Okay.
He took everything, He took everything. I do not know what, up to today, I do not know what transpired between my mom and my dad. But that obviously affected me and my late brother, And then my mom was in an empty house, 2 kids, not even a bed to sleep on,
That's something, eh?
And she got hold of my one uncle that stayed here in, I think it was a Gallas Court, right? And he came down and he brought a mattress for us to sleep on,
Okay.
And it became a struggle for my mom. So she met another guy and got married to this guy. So we moved again to Galilee Court.
And that's still in the Nova Park, eh?
Still in Hanover Park, man. We moved to Galilee Court, and he also had siblings. And my mom and you gotta know, I was a small lighty, and to me, a couple getting married, there should be something like a wedding, They would braid, cook, and sucker goed, That is what I know as a little lighty. But they never got, my mom and her current husband never got married like that. They just went to the imam and got married. But I didn't know a system like that, man. What does a lighty know,
And while you're on that, is your parents, this current, you said current, I heard that word current.
Yeah.
Your mom and the gentleman that she got married to, they still married now?
They're still married up to today, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's awesome, eh? Do you think, are they tuned into this
I'm not
interview?
sure, man. I'm not sure because, like really, I didn't have a liquor life under him,
Okay.
I really didn't up till today. I feel unwelcome going to visit my mom, because when I go and visit my mom, man, he goes into the bedroom and he goes stays in the bedroom. He won't never ever come and sit in the same company, and even ask me a simple question like, "Hey, man, how are you doing?" or something like that, So yeah, no love lost, but I have made peace with that.
Okay, so there was no that fatherly figure from him at all.
No, there was this type of hatred, man. I tell you what happened, I was at school. Now, back in the day, Hanover Park had morning school and afternoon school because the place were overcrowded, so they had to break it down. Too many kids, so they had to the morning school, and when this comes out, and then the afternoon kids would go for afternoon school, you know. And he had siblings, and I had a late brother. So there was something like we used to do. We were naughty, man. We were boys, you know. En ons het stokkies gedraai, you know. En toe was ons uitgevang stokkies draai. En toe nie my sief af met terug skool toe. En 3 maande stokkies gedraai en ons het mos elke dag na die rivier gegaan dat ons teppels gaat vang. You know, that is what boys did back then, you know. So, one day as I was coming from school, and I would walk over a huge field just to get to Galilee Court. This one guy came running to me and he said, my bro, alamin le daar uit versyp. You know, this was his words to me, and I dropped my bag, man. I ran, you know, thinking, you know, now we as boys, we used to fold the bath, you know, and we would swim in it, you know. Yeah, because there were no such thing as baths back then, you know. And as I opened the door, there was a lot of people, man. You know, my dad was there, my mom was there, and I'm thinking to myself, die mense moet in die weg wees. What are they doing here? And I ran straight to the bathroom. I wanted to see my brother, you know. And no, man, it didn't happen like that. I only find out afterwards, you know, that they actually went to the same place where we used to go and go catch the teppels, you know. And they had this 1/2 drum, and they went into the dam, and it capsized, and both of them fell into the water, and both of them drowned, you know.
At what age was that?
Alamin Laracham and Naim Laracham was 8 years old.
And when they drowned, and that was the last that you've ever then...
Yeah, that was the last, man, of my brother. I lost my brother that day, you know, and in actual fact, I was blamed for that.
Why would they blame you?
Because I was the one that took him to the dams when I was drying stockies. You know?
So ladies and gentlemen, listeners, this man was a very naughty boy there. We need to know more about these Nova Park days.
I was absolutely naughty, man, but I was a boy, you know. I was a boy. I was no angel, you know. You know, but I think right there and then, my life turned around, man.
At the age of 8?
No, I was 9.
Oh, you were 9 then.
Alamin Laracham was 8 years old when he drowned.
So at 9 years old, your life turned around. Tell us about that. What happened at the age of 9?
The hatred in the house, and I couldn't take it no more, you know, and and mom being mom, she would always take the dad's part, you know, because she needed one thing. She needed a roof over her head, you know. I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now, today.
Yeah.
You know, lots of things that I never understood back then, I understand now. And I understand the reasons she did what she did, you know. And then she would start sending me to family of mine to go stay at them, because the vibe in the house wasn't so lekker. You know, this guy would come, you know, I love animals, man. I love animals. So I will catch myself a few pigeons, and I'll make a liquor case for them, you know. And this guy will come in the evening and he will break it all. Now, you know, as a duif gehoom is, as hy mos gehoom. Dan gaan staan hy op die dak en wag hy mos, you know.
That's right.
And the next day I will just rebuild it, you know. And it was continuation. And that is when I started moving from one place to the other.
At the age of 9.
Yeah.
Now you were out of the house, and like you said, I just said that you're moving from one place to another.
Yeah. So there was a time that my dad took me in.
Your real dad?
My real dad, you know, and he stayed in Woodstock, Plainstraat. But he also stayed in a room. So it's me, my sister, that the child that he had from his current marriage, and his wife. So we were 4 in one little room, you know. That was also kind of tough, you know. and they were also struggling, man, and me being naughty, and I'm coming from a broken home, and I'm re- rebelliating,
Yes.
in any way,
Yeah.
So my dad put me in a school, a primary school called Chapel Street in Woodstock,
That's
and
right.
that is where I actually finished my primary school years in Chapel Street. I've learned a lot at that school, man. So yeah,
From Chapel Street, finished your primary school life.
mm,
Now you have to move to senior secondary,
yeah,
high school. Have
yeah.
you have you attended any high school days? And
Yes,
have
I
you,
did.
Have you completed your high school
No, I didn't.
career? No.
No. I did my first year standard 6, Crystal High. My second year standard 7. I finished school, man. I didn't want to go to school no more.
Okay.
So I was staying in Mitchell's Plain then.
You've been a lot of places around, but
My
anyway,
broer, ek
tell-
was oral.
is it- no,
I
say-
stayed in 18th Avenue, Factoryton with my grandparents, the Mohammeds,
okay.
and from there I had to move. I also went to go stay with strangers, man.
This is ideal. This sounds like a heavy life, brother. But you've got to tell the listeners, and I think listeners, be patient today because we have the CEO, we have the man on the couch, and he must tell us everything like we want to know. He started from his boyhood, Hanover Park, now is Kensington. Yes, is no weet ek nie meer nie. Van ek weet nie, ek wil eers hoor na Kensington waar het hy dan toe gemove. But tell us after Kensington, from the Mohammeds,
Yes.
what happened then?
There was some, when cousins stays together, there's always this rivalry happening, and also me not really belonging there. I was the one that always will put the blame on, jy moet lyn, jy behoort hier nie, jou maat die tyd van jou gehet, things like that.
All right, okay. But then that is Kensington, Mohammed, etc. What happened after that? Have you moved anywhere else?
Yeah, man.
And at what age also then? What age were you at when you moved to the Mohammeds in Kensington? Were you still 9?
I really can't tell you, man. But all I can say, I was a lighty.
Uh-huh.
If you can understand, this is happening to somebody in a span of 14 years.
So if I'm listening to you, growing up with no dad, basically your mom is...
Don't get me wrong. My dad was there.
Okay, your dad was there.
My mom was there.
Yeah. But they haven't been in your life.
They weren't in my life, man.
And so that means that you grew up all around this Cape Town, moving from one place to another, all on your own.
Yes. And like I said to you, after the passing of my brother, that is where everything turned upside down for me.
Okay.
I ended up in Mitchell's Plain, man.
See, they listeners, check note. I said from Kensington, he moved to Mitchell's Plain.
I ended up in Mitchell's Plain, my brother, and I didn't attend school no more. Okay? So I went to go stay at my dad's father, my grandfather,
Okay.
Bula Raham.
Okay.
I went to go stay in Eastridge,
Okay.
Zebra Crescent,
Okay.
right? And I'm talking about the early stages of Mitchell's Plain, man.
All right. Yes,
Where town center was still being in construction.
Okay.
There were no such thing as Stapelsig.
Okay.
Het was net 'n stuk veld, dis wit sand.
Okay.
Yeah, no such thing as Stapelsig. I went to go stay there, man.
Okay.
Right? And me and my cousin Nazim, we are still close today. I still message him now and then. We stayed there, and may Allah Ta'ala grant both these people, all these people that in Zebra Crescent that has passed on Janatul Fidos, because they were good to me, man.
Okay.
My grandfather, my uncle, my auntie Beira,
Yes. Yes. Well, it seems that you had a tough life. I just what I'm listening here, and we haven't even unveiled this drug habit that you had.
No.
We got to close that chapter because we want to come across. You must come across as to say, how did you heal, so that the listeners that's listening now that also still doing drugs can understand how can you help them to heal them, not for not taking drugs.
Yeah, but the path that led
To
to the drug use.
Yes.
I need to tell that story.
No, go
You know
go
what
for
I'm
it.
saying?
You're on the couch, brother.
So, here in Mitchell's Plain, there was a gang called in East Streets called the Untouchables, right? And I started to associate myself with them, and that is when I became a gangster.
Okay, that's new to me. I never knew this. Listeners, listen to this story. Don't even think his wife knew this. Anyway, you became a gangster. What gang were you then?
I became an untouchable, man.
Okay, I just know about the Untouchable was a dance group, but let me hear about this Untouchable.
No. They were an actual gang in Eastreach, you know, and there I was starting to do things with the gang, you know, gang fights and things like that, and then police started to come and raid my grandparents' home in Eastreach.
Why would they do that?
Ah, man, I was about 12 to 13, you know.
You were 12 to 13 years of age.
Yes.
They came to your
Now,
granny.
you gotta understand, my grandfather had a stroke, so he couldn't speak properly and nothing, you know, and I'm becoming a problem for him, you know. And they, because they were that good to me, because they showed me love, I moved out. I didn't want to put my grandparents, Nidan Tibeira or Buta Amin, under that pressure, you know, police coming there, you know.
Put their life into danger.
Yeah, and so I left, man. And I went to go stay with the Owenser, as he would call it, you know.
And that was still in Mitchell's Plain?
Still in Mitchell's Plain, man. Still in Mitchell's Plain. And nou begin ek straal, my bro.
How old were you then?
13. Nou begin ek straal, you know.
Now give us more. Tell us more. You strolled and what
Yeah.
happened then?
Nou slaap ek in een huis en dan in die ander huis. So I ended up sleeping in a car.
That's amazing. What type of car was it?
Robert
Can you
had-
remember?
Yeah. Robert had this Datsun 140Ys, you know.
Oh, well, yeah, no, that was the popular cars that
Yeah.
that days. Yeah, so you're sleeping in this car. Was this car mobile?
Yes, it was mobile. It was mobile. There was, if I look back at it right now, God has sent me to that car.
Why? Tell us why do you say God has sent you to this car?
This brother said to me, right, my broer, jy kan in die kar slaap. Ek kan jou 'n bietjie kos gee, maar hier is nie plek in die huis vir jou nie.
Okay.
All right? And I took that. You
Okay.
know?
You took that option.
Yes, I took that option because I needed to get away from the current situation I'm in, affiliated with the gangs and all that. I didn't want to take that road, you know. So, hoe kan ek sê, ek het die haasepad gekies.
Okay.
I needed to get away from that,
All right.
you know. So, I ended up sleeping in this car. But this car would lead me to the Route 66.
Okay, there, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere now, ladies and gentlemen, listeners. And don't forget, listeners, if you have questions, please, you can ask it freely. And but the car has now led Adil to Route 66.
Because the owner of the car was the DJ, the current DJ at that time at the Route 66.
What was his name?
Robert,
Robert.
DJ Venus.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere, I think.
So
now yeah, you this car has lead you to Route 66. Venus, the owner of, in fact, Venus, DJ Venus,
Yeah.
the owner of that car.
yes,
What happened? Wait, is he still around?
I really don't know. I'm hunting for the brother, man. I need to see him, you know. I'm looking around for him, but unfortunately I haven't found him as yet. And because he had to go play at night, moet my huis mos ook nou na die klub toe gaan, man. You know? My huis moet ook mos nou na die klub toe gaan.
Dis nou hy's op Villa.
Yeah. True story, yeah. True story, man.
Okay, so yeah, you from your car, and in fact, Venus car. Now you go to Route 66. Now tell me more. What happened there?
So I started carrying the LPs up to route, right? And after carrying it up, I had to come down, and there I would roam around in the town center until Robert is done playing, en dan gooi ons weer terug naar die huis toe. Hy park die kar in die yard en daar val ek aan die slaap, you know. That was the order of the day. And as time went by, he would actually say to me, speel die LP uit. Yeah. So, not knowing, I'm actually being taught here. You know? I remember the first album I ever played in my whole life, right there in a club, which was not my first album. The first album I owned, I had to work for. Yeah. I worked hard. Ek het hy vloere geskrop mee, bro. In Eastreach. You know, Auntie Beira, sy het my die geld gegee om die LP te koop. And that was Ray Parker Jr., The Other Woman. Okay. That's the first album I owned, you know, that I actually can say, you know. But coming back to the Robert issue and the Root issue, and I started playing Alfonso Mazon. Okay. Do I have to? So he would say, laat die LP recht speel, en dan speelt hy die ander LP ook recht hier, draait dit om, maar speelt hy die ander kant. And that is how it actually started for me.
To become a DJ.
To become a DJ.
But you know what we haven't finished, and which we must get this story across. We will come back to the starting of your DJ career.
Yeah.
But I want you to finish. You must finish off this drug habit that you had. And you said, at what age did you stop, became clean, and what can you tell the people that is taking drugs today? Is it a bad habit?
I haven't started doing drugs yet.
Remember, so you haven't started doing drugs yet?
No, I haven't.
But okay, right, so we come back then to...
When I was with the Owens, we didn't do drugs.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Ons het leuk gedrink mee, bro. Virginia.
All right, hy sê groot kan.
Ja, die groot kan met gingerbeer. That is what we did.
Okay.
You know, the gingerbeer was a chaser.
All right, okay.
Okay, there was a madness to that as well. But I haven't started doing drugs as yet.
All right, no, fine. Okay, here now, listeners, haven't done drugs yet, but hy leuk gedrink. Ons gaan nie daar gaan nie. Hy sê groot 6 kan.
Kyk, jy moet hom weer warm te hou mos man, want hy's nou buite kan in die nag, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Adil, what we're going to ask the government is to give us another lovely tune, and we'll come back, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, to the story when this man started at Route 66, and that, I think, is where his DJ career started. And I thank you.
And we're back, right?
Well, listeners, we're back, yes. And remember, you're on Skyynet Radio. And
Yeah.
you're on the couch with your host, Richard Fortune. That's the one and only. And with the man. Tell it as it is. His life story. Asked me to come and interview him here today. So he's on the couch. The boss, like I would call him. And remember where we stopped before the young lady, Mrs. Samsudin, gave us some beautiful, beautiful tunes. And that's when he moved into the club. And the club was called Route 66. With a DJ called Venus, staying in Venus's car.
Yeah, man. That
So
is-
tell us, now you're in the club, you carried up the LPs and etc. Give it to us. Give it us. What happened there? I remember this club, Route 66. Just to give you an idea, I'm not here to interview me, but I played at Route 66
Okay.
back in the day.
Alright.
That was with DJ Faisal.
Oh.
But you were with Venus. Tell us what happened from Venus story, and then from Venus, Route 66. Where did you go thereafter?
Yeah, there I would start playing like what we would call back in the day, the soft jazz, the music when people start coming into the club, you know, and that will become my little job, and I didn't get paid for it, but hey man, I needed a room, you know, and my room was the car, and being in the club, you know, I also got to know some people in the club that would come to the club early and started talking and there is where it all began, you know. And one day Venus left Route 66. Robert, that is. He found a new job.
So tell us what happened. Tell us what happened. You look,
And-
I can see you started. Venus let you to start the mood of the
Yeah.
club. Venus left. Now, very interesting. What happened then?
Venus left for a nightclub called Talk of the Town
Now I remember that.
in Heinz Road, right?
I remember.
And there, Root was sitting with no DJ, man. Right? And it was a Saturday afternoon, right? And the owner of the Route 66, Mr. Hawa, in Athlone, he had a fisheries.
I remember on the corner in Athlone. Is that on the corner of Lawrence Road, something like that?
Moenie vir my
Lawrence
vra
en
nie,
Klipfontein Road.
ek was nooit daar gewees nie, until recently.
Okay.
So, Mr. Hawa would come there like at past 2, you know, and come and open the Route 66. So he calls me. I was standing there, just getting ready to come and join for the matinee, you know.
Yeah.
And I used to dance on a Saturday afternoon in the matinee,
Okay.
you know. It was a Michael Jackson, you know.
Oh, wow. No. Ek weet dis Mrs. DVD. Listeners,
So-
Michael Jackson. Here
Yeah,
we go.
so-
But your DJ career started. So give us more.
So, Mr. Hawa called me and he says to me, you know, jy wil mos 'n DJ wees. Ek sê vir hom, ja, Mr. Hawa, ek wil 'n DJ wees. So he says to me, here's a pair of headphones and here's a mic. There's a nightclub up there and there's records and a disco set. Kyk wat jy kry.
Give it to us.
And that is where it all began, man.
And
That is where it all began.
How old were you then?
14.
14 in the nightclub. Jesus, hy was 'n pisgat nog, maar sy's gelukkig sy in die nightclub gegaan nog. But
Yeah.
I know there was an age restriction of what was the age restriction then? Was there age restriction then? Or
There was also an age restriction, but you know,
but not for
right-
not for DJs.
You got to remember, I was 17 when I actually became the resident DJ of Space Odyssey.
Wow. Now you fast tracking now.
I'm just telling you like it is, you
No,
know.
no, because at
I was
14,
yes.
at 14 years of age,
Yeah.
you started at the Route 66.
Yes.
How long did you play there?
I played, I think I played for more than a year. Played at the Roots, you know, and that is where I experimented on mandrakes and tablets, man. The mandrakes and dagga. That is where it all began, you know. That is where I actually started smoking. Because one day, the bouncer of the route. Now you gotta know, back then, it was called a straight pipe. So the daha would be mixed with the mandrake, straight pipe, and and they will always look for somebody to light the pipe for them.
I was going to come to that now. Basically, because how do you just start doing drugs? Somebody must had to
Yeah.
lead you into that situation. So
Yeah.
tell me about that.
Yeah, and so there I was downstairs with the guys, and I took my first puff, man. And that was the beginning of the end for me, where the drugs is concerned. But the reason for doing the drugs was like what they do today, drinking score, energy.
You okay?
You gotta know you are one DJ in a nightclub, and you're playing for hours, man, hours on end, and you're only human being, and you need some energy to, I didn't touch alcohol then,
So you needed to get a fix.
Yes, and that is where it started, man. It really started there, and we will have on a Saturday afternoon, Route 66 became the club to be on a Saturday afternoon, a matinee. There was a train called the Route Train. 10 to 3, that train will get into town center station. And as you get out of the train, man, you have to fall into the line that will lead you to the Route 66. Boss lovers fantasy, man. There's one huge line. Just everybody needs to get into the route, and that is where it all began for me.
All right.
But there became a time where I needed more, because now I'm a DJ, right? I'm a DJ, but there's nobody showing me the ropes. So I am actually teaching myself here,
That's what I wanted to know. There's nobody. You're playing on your own.
Yeah.
So give it to us, man, because the listeners wants to know about this shit, yeah? They want to know.
So yeah, I just started doing my own thing, and the thing that got the crowd, where as far as I'm concerned, is I could rap, man, and they liked that, Many DJs didn't do much rapping, and he's yes, vote after the DJ books, and and there was a slogan that I would say, Anmaka, and the crowd would go mad, and the songs back then was absolutely awesome songs, man. I still drop it today, songs like Jazzy D, Get On Up, Yazoo Situations, and you will talk about the third worlds, Dancing on the Floor and all that, Trides I Love and all that songs. It was there. So I had the arsenal, I had the arsenal. There was one song that I didn't have, which was Jazzy D, Get On Up.
Okay.
But I had it on cassette, man. I had it on cassette.
Now, listeners, I'm going to ask the owner, the CEO, just to hold on to that. Now, it's getting very interesting, and I hope the owner's going to give us some of those tunes later that he played back in the day at Route 66. But now, Ariel, the only DJ at Route 66. So, tell me, have you played, is that where your actual DJ career started?
I never mobiled my brew in my life. That is where it all began. In actual fact, not so long ago, I had a Route 66 reunion.
How did it go?
In actual fact, I had the guy that actually gave me the chance, Mr. Howard, at the event.
Is Mr. Howard still around?
Yes, he was at the third anniversary of Skyynet Radio as well.
I don't want to reveal Mr. Howard's age, but I know about this man. I've heard about Mr. Howard. In fact, at the time when I was playing at Route 66, Howard sold the club to another Indian owner. But be that what it may, it's not about me, it's about you. So, yeah, Mr. Howard was at your third anniversary of Skyynet Radio.
Yeah, he was there. He came to support me, and he was at the Route 66 reunion as well. And I made him stand up, and I told everybody that attended that event, it's because of this guy that I am what I am today.
Okay.
Because he gave me the chance. Now you got to understand, This man, not knowing my life whatsoever, this is where I had to choose between gangsterism and music. And this led me away from gangsterism, the music.
I was going to get there. I was going to get there and ask you the question. So now you're DJing. Are you off the drugs?
No, man.
You're still
I'm
on the drugs?
starting now.
Okay.
Kyk jy, die ding begin nou.
All right.
You know,
all right.
Die ding
Look, you
begin.
must remember I never done drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. So I'm learning here from my brother.
This is where it all started, man.
Okay, now you at Route 66, still doing drugs. You played at Route 66 for a year, and from there, where did you move?
A year and something, I really can't put a figure to that. But I befriended a guy called Charles Samuels, SPWK.
SP's double OK still around?
He's still around here, as naughty as can be, so.
I didn't say that.
Spooky. Spooky. You met Spooky with me when we attended Utopia, not so long ago.
I know that, man. In fact, he played at Fantasy when I was playing at the Route 66.
He was playing at Lovers Fantasy, and that is where I met Spooky.
Okay.
I saw Spooky before.
Okay.
Right? One night from the route, we would close up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, Casablanca would close up at 6. So, we had this idea of going to the Casablanca this morning, and there we went to the Casablanca, and all I saw was a glittered helmet. Ek het net glitter gesien, I didn't see this guy. This guy was pitch black, man. And this, I heard this DJ playing a song. Gwen Guthrie, Should Have Been You. But the way this DJ was rapping and bringing that song, at the beginning of Should Have Been You, and he was playing with this song, man. He was doing his thing, and that is where this caught me. I've never ever in my whole life up to today heard any DJ drop Should Have Been You the way Spooky did that night, man.
I know, yeah. That man, he comes a long way. I remember that young man. Like I said, when I was playing at the Route 66, he was playing at Fantasy.
Yeah. And now I'm gone yet.
Yeah. You gone from Route 66. Now
What's
you're moving on. So where did you move on there after? After Route 66, what happened?
So there I was one day having a conversation with Spooky, right?
It's now at Casablanca.
No, not yet. Not yet. I'm still at the route.
Okay.
And Spooky's at Fantasy. He was playing alongside Ulrichs. DJ Ulrichs.
I know that name.
At Lovers Fantasy.
I know
they were playing there. The two of them will take turns in playing at Fantasy. So one day, myself and Spooky, we were sitting at Machello's in Town Center. That was a pop upstairs,
Okay.
We were having a few beers.
Okay.
And then as we started talking about DJ and things and that, and I said to him, you know what, my bro, I need something more than what the Route 66 can actually give me, man. I needed something more. I didn't know what I was looking for, And he said to me, my bro, if you want to further your career, go see Cass Isaacs at Casablanca and say vir hom ek het jou gestuur. Most probably he wanted me out of Town Center, because Route 66 being the rival of Lovers Fantasy, I don't know. But there's a madness to whatever anybody does. So, man, I didn't think twice. I packed my bags and I left for Woodstock.
So now you dropped Mr. Howard basically, and here you off to Casablanca. What happened when you got there?
So now, being in Woodstock, not knowing Woodstock, I first needed to get myself a posy where I can lay my head down, And I went to my cousin in Gimpy Street.
Okay.
Rifa, that's her name.
Okay.
And I asked her if I could sleep there, just for the night or so. She said, no problem, And she's family from my father's side. And there I went to Casablanca. And in the front there was this huge old standing man, Mr. Bruckner,
Okay.
Mr. B.
Mr. B, yeah.
Yeah. And hy vra my, wat wil jy hê, you know? And I say, ek wil met Boeta Kassim praat, you know? And I was standing there with sy weet mos, ons het mos daai tyd gehad, 'n KC Records.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
And there I stand, right? And he shout, Las, hier's iemand vir jou,
Okay.
you know? Now, they had a DJ. And a good DJ as well. And Cass said to me, I said, I come from the Route 66. I was the DJ at the Route 66. I want to come play here.
Okay.
Hy het my nie weggegaan nie. He said, come inside, you know. And I said, my sit daar, sit jou records is lekker aan hier en allemaal daar, you know. He made me sit there, my brother, for weeks.
Okay. Why would he do that? What was the purpose?
So, first night, no sight for audio, right? Okay, I left. I went to go sleep on my cousin, and I was telling her, you know, I'm hunting this job with the Casablanca. If it's possible that I can stay on a bit. She said, no problem, you know. This lady had a heart of gold, man. Whoever comes knocking at her door, she will open it. Even if there's no place to sleep, she will make a way for you to lay your head, you know. And the next night, that was a Friday. The next night I went again. En kykie, ek het hier nou 'n opsie nie mee, bro.
Okay.
Ek moet nou dikkel.
As hy.
Because there's no way going back. Because now, Route 66 DJ is now Chris. Right?
Yes.
You know, Chris, he was colored back then he found out he's white, then he changed his ID and he became a whitey, and then he went to go play in a club in Cape Town. I think it was Wiggles.
Okay, wasn't it Chris Kalakas or something?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just move back quick to Root.
Mm.
What did you earn? What was your wages, or what did you earn?
Oh, my brother.
Because now from Root, I just
yeah.
want to listen to your wages then, and now you're seeking a job at Casablanca.
It's $30, my brother. You know that, and you had to actually take a taxi to Menenberg to go actually fetch your wages there.
30 rand.
Yeah, and my first time I actually went to go get paid in Menenberg, I got robbed there.
So here you're getting your first paycheck, and I still rob you about your paycheck.
Yeah, man, and yeah, we're gonna get there also about the exploitation of us DJs in Cape Town.
No, fine. That we will park there, because I'm coming to that exploitation, because I want to know if DJs are still getting exploited up till today.
Up till today, and it needs to stop. Somewhere needs to stop, man.
Okay, but now, Route 66, did you get your job at Casablanca? Let me know.
And so there I was, couple of weeks followed, and one night he said to me, "Wat speel?" This is Kassim, Peter Kassim, Cass Isaacs, and there I was. I played, you know, and nou wil ek mos na die ou wys man. Jy, you know, this is, you know, after an hour, he took me out of the DJ box, right? And he undressed himself, Kalbu Leif, you know, and there Cass started playing again himself. Okay. End of the evening, he says to me, when you play a song, don't even think of mixing the song.
Okay.
Play it from the beginning to the end, right? But what is most important is the song that follows.
Okay.
My first lesson, I implement that up till today. It's not your equipment that you have, nothing like that, that actually makes you a DJ. It is how you actually execute your set,
Okay.
right? That I still implemented it. My first lesson, the most important lesson that anyone can teach you where DJ is concerned. It's about music and how you put that formula together that gels. So there, I got my job, man.
Okay, now
You
you're
know?
in Casablanca. You've got the job.
Yeah, we two DJs in the Casablanca, you
And
know.
who was the other DJ? So is it Kaz and you?
No, it was this youngster. What was his name? I really can't remember. But he was a youngster, you know, and he also stayed in Woodstock. And we would walk together to the club and things like that. Because now, Kaz knew why he got me there. He needed an extra DJ. He was about to open another club.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, and that is where Club Backstreet came in existence.
Okay, but just a quick one.
Mm.
You now got the job.
Yeah.
I remember you earned 30 rand
Mm.
at Route 66.
Yeah.
What did they pay you then when you were at Casablanca?
My bro. Kijk, if we're gonna talk about wages here now, you know, ek gaat huil. If I think back, you know, because
I would like to know what the people used to pay you guys back in the day.
there's a little incident that I want to tell you about. They, myself, and Superfly were at Casablanca and Club Backstreet, right? Superfly came back after some time to Casablanca, right? And there we were, two DJs. It's Easter weekend, my bro.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's matinees, it's every night and that. And Kaz was still married to a lady called Julia Roberts. She was a model, you know.
All right.
Was it Julie Peters or something like that? Yeah.
But Julia Roberts sounds more like a model.
And and they had a modeling show on the Sunday as well. So the time for us to get paid, you know, I'll never forget it, my brother. Die 20 rand noot het uitgekom.
How many of the 20 rand notes?
Each one of us got one.
So you get, no, I know. So jy los vir Route 66 vir 30 rand. Jy gaat werk vir Casablanca vir 20 rand. Ek verstaan nie my bro.
You see, I always said it wasn't about money. It still ain't today.
I like that. And I hope the DJs are listening. That it was in this game is not all about the money. Tell us more.
Yeah, it's not. Man, if you're in this game for money, get out. This game ain't about money. And if you do not have the actual love for music, get out. If you think this game is for fame and fortune, they will kinders kry and what, but you know, goose and that, this is not the game for you, man.
Okay.
To play music for people, my bro, do you know what power you have over people? At that moment in time, you become God.
So you were Mr. Entertainer,
You know.
Casablanca,
Yes.
with, as I know the man, the DJ that you just spoke about,
Superfly.
Superfly. There's the two of you.
Mm.
There's Kaz wants to open up another club. Did he ever open up that club?
Yes.
You called the name Backstreet.
Club Backstreet, right at the back, man, in Bromwell Street.
So
And that is where I actually became the resident DJ, and
That's what I
nobody
wanna
could
know.
took anything away from me in Club Backstreet.
Now he's got a club in front
Yeah.
and he's got a club in the back.
Yes.
Were they playing the same genre? Was the vibe the same? Or
The vibe was absolutely different, but we had one set of records.
when you say one set of records?
I'm going to make an example. The vinyl, Galaxy, What Do I Do? There was only one copy.
So you to what you're actually saying to me now, and I think the listeners want to know this. Did you actually share that record?
Yes?
Did you cut it in half, or did you run? What happened?
No, we had a runner. We had an LP runner. You won't believe who that LP runner was.
Tell me about it.
Uncle Kel.
Wow.
Jazzy D.
There's something is coming out of the woodwork here, listeners.
He was the one. If Fly says, go to Sky, I want Tony Jackson, Summer Groove,
Yeah.
Calvin would run to Backstreet to go get it, and vice versa.
That is something new. I know about the runner, but I never heard there was a runner between two clubs
Yes.
sharing the same music.
Yes, we had one batch of music, you know, and Calvin was the guy that would actually go get the songs.
Connection between the two clubs.
Hmm?
The connection between the two clubs.
No, you had to run down the alley. There were no connection between the two clubs back then. So when the club was built,
Yes.
Club Backstreet was still there. The interior of Club Backstreet was never changed.
Okay.
Never. It became the restaurant as you would go through the tunnel.
From now through the tunnel that is now from
Lee Club.
from
right?
Le Club. There's a tunnel running.
Yeah,
to
that's another
Backstreet.
story that we're going to tap into just now. So, we're talking about Club Backstreets now
Yeah.
and Casablanca. So, Uncle Cal became the LP runner between the two clubs.
Uncle Kelly's still around, I think.
Uncle Cal is still around. He's he's a Kung Fu kid.
Okay. What
Calvin
else?
Peters.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
The two of you still friends?
Yeah, we are.
Ever thought of joining together with Uncle Kel on a one-on-one?
No.
See that he was the LP runner.
Yeah, he was the LP runner, man. And like I said, the show is called Tell It Like It Is.
Yeah.
And you can take it any which way you want to, but it's the truth, you
No.
know? That is where Uncle Cal comes from. And Uncle Cal was, and you can ask him today, he was named Jazzy D.
What were you called in that day?
Sky.
All right, so that's where Superfly and SKYY.
Yes, when I went to Casablanca, I was already named DJ Sky
Okay.
because of an LP called Skyport. Yes to you.
You think we can listen to that the Skyport?
Yeah, I think Lady Hillary can pull it up. Yes to you by Sky. And you just go into that search bar right on top, Lady Hillary, and you'll be able to type in that song there and it will pop up.
So listeners, I just want you to know what Sky was playing back in the day, and as he said, I want to listen to this song, man, and that is where he got the name from.
Yeah, that is where I got the name from, and I actually became Sky at root. I became DJ Sky at root.
At the root already.
Yeah, and I keep on emphasizing it's a double Y.
That's how I seems to know
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. Because
Because-
some people spell it SK and just one Y.
Yeah, because the LP itself had a pyramid on it, right?
Yeah.
And the spelling of SKYY was right in there. And if you look at the cover, the inside of the cover, you will get this group standing on the wings of an aeroplane, my brother. And that just got me that, when I saw it,
Okay.
and I took the name from there.
All right. Now, listeners, I'm gonna ask Mrs.
Lady Hillary,
is
the
it-
Black Pearl, that's the Black Pearl.
Okay, the Lady
Yeah.
Hillary, the Black Pearl. All
Yeah.
right, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, the Black Pearl is gonna spin the wheels of steel and bring out where the name come from, SKYY. So we'll go on a break and we'll come back. So keep calling. SK. Aha. right, ladies and gentlemen, listeners of Skyynet Radio, a very good afternoon and welcome. Yes, you are on the couch with the owner, the founder, and that is Mr. Adil, as known as SKYY, and that's the song we just played. Thank you. Huh?
I wanna thank you, baby. Ja, ik moet mijn tanden uithalen om een interview samen met jou te doen vandaag, mee bro.
Hoe komt het in jouw tanden uit?
Ik kan niet zo lekker praten met die valse tanden in, you know.
But they say
Ja.
the tanden in je mond, dat praat je beter mee, bro.
No, not
But
me.
not you.
Not me, man.
That's
So, yeah,
but
yeah.
nevertheless, I would have loved Sky to rap on that song, but we'll get to a song where this man is still gonna rap because he was one of the Cape Town's best rappers back in the day, and not just back in the day, still going.
I just wanted to say correction there, man.
Yeah.
I'm still relevant up to today, you know.
No. The man has still got lots of energy.
Yeah.
Right, Sky, as you know, your DJ name and owner is Adil. So tell me, we stopped at Backstreet. After Backstreet, what happened?
Well, when I was playing at Backstreet, you know, Cass actually gave me a place to stay on the premises. So there was a house between Casablanca and Backstreet,
Okay.
and was also the kitchen.
Remember now, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, this man stayed in the car. I think he's now going to a kitchen. Let me hear the story.
So there I stayed, man, and the drugs became heavier, you know, and I would smoke we would say a plaatje op a tape. That is amount of 10, man. You know, back then we would call a outfit, you know, and it would be 3 na honey, means 3 rand 50 to get an outfit, you know, and that is, I got deeper into doing drugs because now I needed energy. Because now you gotta understand, being one DJ at one club, doing your thing, and it's not only weekends,
Okay.
you know. It's becoming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you know, and Saturday. And Saturday includes a matinee,
Okay.
you know. And you had to add something, you know.
To keep you going.
Yes, and I found that in using drugs, you know, which my preference was the man drugs and dagga, you
Okay.
know. That was, can I say, my cup of tea, you know. Ik wil nog net diageren. And that is how it went along, and I stayed there. So I stayed. So ik was nog zomaar security ook.
You tell me about it.
You know, yeah. You know, these bosses had a way of doing things in order to save them. You know, and we're not realizing this. You know, it's a dak om my kop, my bro. It's by the club. You know, it's working for me.
Okay.
You know, and now I'm on my own. You know. So ik kan een koers aanbrengen or whatever, you know.
Wow. Now it's getting interesting, yeah, Adil?
Yeah, so,
And you must listen,
and there I,
Mrs. Samudin is listening to this,
and there I started cooking. So because I'm on my own, man, I need to feed myself,
Okay?
you know, and that is where I started to cook for myself, you know, and
Can you still cook?
yeah, man, I cook big pots of food nowadays, man. Something I do every Thursday. You know, I give back to the people, you know, I give back to my community. Charity starts at home, my brother, so every Thursday I will make a pot of food for my people, man, and just dish it out to them, you know.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that to find out where do you dish out this food. But we now back. You at Casablanca. You playing there now from Backstreet to Casablanca. You stayed on the premises. You stayed
Yeah.
in the kitchen. Tell us more. Where
Well,
from there?
the kitchen had also, it was like an apartment inside. It had 2 rooms separately, and there was a little kitchen also, which the food up Backstreet was made, you know. And the food back then was net hot chips mos. En Vienna's wat net ingegooi, and there you go, you know.
Okay.
It wasn't something like luxury, you know. You will get a menu, and you know, if you want to order some rum steak or whatever, it wasn't
Okay.
something like that.
All right.
It was very low down, dirty shame, you know. Hot chips, that's the order of the day,
Okay.
you know. Casablanca being a club that wouldn't allow alcohol inside. You weren't allowed to actually be intoxicated.
Yo.
to come inside. Yet people wanted to come to Casablanca. People will come by train, my brother. By train, and there will be a 10 past 6 train leaving Cape Town station on a Sunday morning, and they will catch that train. People from Heidelberg, Bonteville, you name it, people will come to Casablanca.
While you're on that, people are like that. Now, did the people come to Casablanca because of Casablanca, or did the people come to Casablanca because of SKYY?
I would love to think that people came because I was playing there, man. And after a while, it was proven, you know. Wherever I went, my crowd followed, man, you know. That is something that the DJs of today do not have, because, you see, you when you are a DJ, you gotta have a label. People gotta identify, no, this is this type of DJ, this is Superfly, this is Spook playing, this is BOI playing, you know, this is Sky playing, you know, people will follow. And each one of us had our followers, man, you know. And people will come from far to Casablanca. The music was second to none, my brother, you know. To be able to play to people from 8 o'clock the evening to 6 o'clock the next morning, I will do this, man.
That wants to be done, definitely, I'm sure. And you were the only DJ then that played, or were you two DJs?
No, we were one DJ at a club.
Yeah.
One DJ, you know.
Earning 20 rand.
Yeah. The two DJs only became into play long after, you know. There was a time myself and Superfly played together in Casablanca. Mm-hmm. But we will be playing absolutely together in Casablanca. He will be on the one side, I will be on the other side in the same DJ box, right? Our turntables will be at the back. Now this is Audibel systems, right? As it a hard jump me, bro, and also most wille owens gewees, you know. We could never sit still or stand still in a DJ box.
Yeah,
It was all about vibing, and because we did something like that, it got to the crowd, and the crowd could feel that, you know, and the rapping of the music, you know, and it was just something extraordinary. That's why people became, and you would get different types of people actually at clubs. Some people, Casablanca attracted more the gangster side of people, the Orukas, you know, the people with the Jack Basals and the Prinkle, Hempies, the Town Talks and all that, you know. Where Space Odyssey would attract more classier people, die sturvy goeters wat ons nog gesê het back then.
Yeah.
Because and yeah, it was just, it is what it is, you know. But I always say, and I still maintain on saying today, moenie 'n ou kon skat hê want hy ken sy music.
That's it.
He knows his music, you know. But I want to tap into that. Die ouens van gister, the gangsters of gister, they had class, man. They had style. You will never see that guy with the same outfit the following week. No, you won't.
Okay.
There are two shops they used to frequently go in shopping, man. Was Look Alive and Light Bodies.
Okay.
In Golden Acre, you know. And these people were shopping, man. They hulle wil nie lewend doodgevind word met dieselfde outfit in die kassie.
Adil, from dress code, I want to get back to you, the real core of the story in this interview. And it's still the drug. At Casablanca, you were still taking drugs?
Yes, and now it's becoming a norm, eh? It's become, how can I say, I need my fix. But it's becoming part of life. And you're not realizing that you are actually going down the road of darkness. Because now you're concentrating on the music. The music is keeping you focused. But you also need that fix in order to do that. You know, there comes a time, say about 1 o'clock, I will leave the club.
Okay.
And I need to go have my fix.
Okay.
The crowd would know about it.
How did the crowd pick that up?
When I come back, that's a re-energized Sky, man. Something is bound to happen, you know. If I step into the club, man, and they could see I'm actually tightening my belt again. ek het saam met my belt losgemaak, you know. They will tighten their shoelaces
Okay.
because people would say, nou gaan die ding ruk, you know. Adil is dik geruk. And there was something about being intoxicated. You become fluently with your rapping. And something about the rapping, you were actually talking about your actual life. You know, there was no, born and raised in the ghettos.
Yes.
It actually tells you where I come from, you know. And I want to shock every lump in your body, you know.
Okay.
It did.
We're going to come to that rapping, ladies and gentlemen. But listeners, just coming back after our ladies, Black Pearl is going to play us some nice tunes. I want Adil to tell us, and Adil, I want you to wrap this up because this drug situation is still very strong in our country and
Yes.
in our community and amongst our DJs. And I want you to tell us, to these DJs, how to find a solution. How did you find a solution after this break? Thank you.
We are back. We're back, man.
Yes, we're back, listeners. Don't forget, send in your questions. Send in your questions. We might even do a couple of questions live on Skyynet Radio on this lovely Saturday afternoon. And you're hanging out with Richard Fortune on the couch with the founder of Skyynet Radio, Mr. Adil, known as SKYY.
So there I was playing at Club Backstreet, and I befriended a guy called Roland Brouwers back then. He's known today as Rifat Brouwers.
Okay, tell me what happened there.
We became friends because Club Backstreet was a gay club. Blacks would come there, whites would come there, coloreds would come there, man. It was absolutely amazing. And this is where my knowledge of music actually escalated. Because in the meantime, I was being educated by the patrons themselves. You know, a guy by the name of Eddie Gourmet, you know, he would come there at Club Backstreets and bring some LPs, man. And he will tell me which cut to play, you know. Because now they are actually teaching me without me realizing this is what they like.
Okay.
I'm bringing a bit of Casablanca to them, but that is not their cup of tea. You know, I need to break it now. I need to bring in, let's hear it for the boys, you know. Eartha Kitt, where's my man? You know, and he, in actual fact, Eddie Gourmet, introduced me to one song.
What was that song?
Free Nelson Mandela, Special AKA. I dropped it in Club Backstreet.
Why do you think he would have introduced that song for you to play?
They were very, very, gay people especially, man. They were all clued up with the current situation that we were at back then, you know. To me, it was about music, you know, and not really getting to know why the song, you know. Only as time went by, I get to know, hey, man, music ain't just music, you know. There's a story to every song there is, you know. You need to listen to the lyrical content about songs, you know. I would frequent a record library called Ragtime Records in you know
I think
Ragtime
Ragtime Records was in town.
Yeah, it was in town, man. And that is where we as DJs would normally hook up.
Correct.
Right, we would get invited.
That was on a Monday night, if I'm correct, Adil.
Yeah. Depends on when they're actually getting in this shit, you know, the records back then. And man, a war. There was a war there. I tell the listeners that if your finger was up, you take the song, whether it's a blind song or not, man. When you picked it,
Yeah.
right? And I also tell people that back then, because it was apartheid, right? We were sanctioned by the world, man. And in order for us to get to the music, we had to depend on ragtime.
Okay.
And they would import these few songs. Normally it would be 3 of one song, right? Little example, any song, just take Galaxy, What Do I Do? They will import that and they will have 3 copies. Now we are about 17 DJs there, man. And only 3 of the 17 can have that,
Correct.
you know? And only if it works in the clubs, they will order more. That was the system. Now this was the power of DJs. And I want the DJs of today to really realize the power of a DJ, right? I'm going to make a little example. And that is, take the great Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Right? If it weren't for the DJ to drop a song on radio, man, she would never have been heard. And that is how important a DJ is. I come from a school where you first become an educator before you are an entertainer.
Okay.
Right? You introduced music to people. You know, people never frequent the clubs because they hear the song every day. People came to Casablanca, they came to Lee Club, they came to Club Backstreet. They wanted to hear certain songs that other clubs didn't drop, you know. And that is the school I come from.
Okay.
So I maintain and I have that Stones belief that you are first and foremost an educator. You know, I do not believe this, and yes, I'm gonna get hit on the knuckles with this, and that is, you play what the crowd wants. I do not come from a school like that.
Yeah.
You know, I come from a school where I sit in a library, and I have to decide for myself, gaat die number werk, gaat die number nie werk, nee, die number is reg, die number gaat werk.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like you say, you're becoming educated.
Yes, you can become an educator, and that is where the DJs of the day have lost the plot. You know, they have really lost the plot because they are becoming just simple jukeboxes. Because they play what the crowd wants.
Okay.
You know, they are not introducing music to people,
Correct.
and I'm not from that school, man.
Okay.
So my belief is absolutely different to the way things are being done today. You know, even if you talk about the clubs also, well, there's no more clubs today, but clubs were known for their music back then. You know, they were really known for their music, and that is what separated clubs back then. You know, sorry, man, I need some water or something, man. Can I have some water? Yeah.
Yeah, listeners, here's the man of the moment. He's on the couch with me, Richard Fortune, as your host on Skyynet Radio, and he's telling it as it is from where he started from as becoming a DJ. And today, we'll end off today to tell you where he is today as a business entrepreneur.
So there I was. Let's get back to where I met Roland. You know, we became buddies. He actually introduced me in eating pancakes and ice cream with a knife and fork, my bro. Ek kende mos net 'n cone, you know. And there we went to Rondebosch one night, and he said to me, let's have pancake and ice cream. En ek dink in 'n restaurant, pannekoek, met ice cream. Ek het nog nooit daarvan gehoor nie. I'm a ghetto kid, man. And there is where, and yeah, I needed to tell the story about that pancake thingy. So Roland had a little beetle, right? And both doors would not close, man. So we would go places, and I had to keep the doors closed, you know, because, and so he came to me one day and he said to me, how would you like to play tonight at the Space Odyssey? Right?
So Space Odyssey is another club. So now
Yeah.
you started at Route 66.
I'm still at Backstreet, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still at Backstreet.
I just wanted to find out now because Route 66 you go to Casablanca, Backstreet. Now you're talking about Space Odyssey.
Yeah, so I was only gonna fill in for Solly.
Was he the DJ at
DJ
Space
Solly
Odyssey?
was the resident DJ at Space Odyssey at that time, and he was gonna be at a club called Charlie Parker's in Sea Point. On that evening, there was some thingy going there, and Roland organized me to go and play at the Space that evening, you know. And I did, man, and I got paid 100 rand for that evening, you know.
So at least there's an increase from 30 rand
And
to
kyk,
20 rand
dis
to
'n
100
casual,
rand.
dis 'n casual, hoor.
Yeah.
This a casual, me bro. And there I was, and did nothing, and okay, everything good. And the following day, Roland picks up again, and Roland says, "How would you like to become the resident DJ at Space Odyssey?"
Tell me more.
And I became the resident DJ at Space Odyssey, man. After the late, the great, the most amazing person, DJ Solly, that later became my boss.
Nee. Idol, sy het baie dinge gaan ons die interviews nog nooit klaar nie, my broer. Jy sal vir ons nog vertel wat gaan aan in jou lewe, my broer.
So there I was, right, and I was DJ Space Odyssey and that, and long story short, I longed for home, and home was Club Backstreet, and I went back to Backstreet. Yes, I went back to Backstreet, only to find out a couple of months after that, Castle Planning, Cass came back from Rio de Janeiro. Castle brought me Tony Jackson, Summer Groove, and Love Blind, and another 12 inch of the Sangra mix of Galaxy, Everybody's Laughing.
Okay.
Those three he brought me from Rio. He went on a holiday and he came back and he said, you know what? We're closing down Casablanca and Backstreet.
Wow.
Now, there, Casablanca's being closed up. Backstreet's being closed up. Sky has no job,
Where to from here?
no home either, because now it's closed up. They're breaking everything. No so ek 'n job mee, bro.
Okay.
Right? Ek soek 'n job nou. Where to now? You know? And one thing about clubs, once you leave, you can't return, man. The only club that I ever returned at was Club Backstreet.
Okay.
You know, because I had that power at Club Backstreet. Wherever I go, my people would go with me, you know, and they are, and the love for that place became huge for me, and it also was my home, you know.
Okay. But you just said now, Cass came back, closing down Backstreet,
Yeah,
closing down Casablanca.
yeah,
Where to from there?
yes. I had nowhere to go, so I had to go back to Gimpy Street to my cousin.
No job.
No job, no job, no job. And so Cass said to me, you know what? I'm going to give you a job every day. We are renovating this place. Sy kan kom werk hier so.
Which
the
place?
construction.
Which
the
place?
actual building.
Okay.
The Casablanca building, you know. And he's going to renovate. And he's going to open a new club there, you know. And I started to work there, you know. I earned 50 rand a week.
Okay.
50 rand a week.
Was that
And
a
this-
lot of? Was that a lot of money back in the day?
Well, if you think of it, I didn't need much in life. Ek het net my pyp maak hier en 'n date mee, bro.
Okay.
That's it, you know.
Still the drug habit.
Yeah, still the drug habit and yeah, it became part of me. So whatever I was doing, I had to do that as well, you know. And I'm staying in Woodstock, man. Jy weet, you befriend drug lords, you know. They become friends, and because they wanted my music on cassettes and that, you know, they would pay me with buttons and things like that, and I would get it, you know.
You're still in your drug, but now you're fixing up, or you're working for Kaz,
And
renovating,
there
renovating
yeah.
Casablanca.
We are renovating Casablanca, you know, and while working there, something happened. Something happened in there that I had no knowledge of, neither did the other party. Right? The DJ job was promised to both.
To who?
Was promised to me and Superfly.
Okay.
Okay? But now I'm working there 5 days a week. I'm working and building the club with these hands, my bro. I'm part of everything, you know. And I still remember the New Year's Eve, man, when we opened the club. My bro, man. Now that time, ek het lang hare gehad, you know. Ek het like curly lang hare gehad.
Wow, daar kom nou die hare storie ook uit.
Ja, so. Nou moet jy weet, ou wat gewerk het met sement, hoe vaal is die hare en hoe hard is die hare.
Ek sien jou hare is nou
Ja.
nog vaal.
He's no great. and there I was, you know, working. And if you look at the club's DJ box, right, it was made with my specs.
Okay, just hold on now, quick, because you said you worked Casablanca, you helped Cas, so Casablanca was then turned into the club.
Yes, the club is slowly but surely becoming into existence now, and I'm part and parcel of the building of the club.
Yeah.
You know, and it became personal to me because it was my home. You know,
Yeah.
My favorite nightclub was Club Backstage, which is no more.
Yeah.
And now I'm building something here now, you know.
Okay.
I'm building something, really something, and it was called Le Club, you know. And New Year's Eve, there we were. Lines are standing outside. People want to come into the club,
Okay.
and we couldn't get the lights to flicker that night,
Okay.
you know. And Superfly and Mystical Balker, which was the owner of New Yorker back then.
Okay.
They were busy installing the system here. You know, the same system that we had at Club Backstreet, but back then we ran full range music.
Okay.
Sound system was full range, but now Mr. Kabalka come with bass bins. Sound needs to be separated and tops and things like that, you know. As nou 'n hele gedoente
Yeah.
and struggling with the sound and that. We eventually got all that. I didn't even have a shirt that night to put on
Okay.
to go into the DJ box and play, you know. This painter that was painting the club, he actually gave me a yellow shirt to put on that night. En hier was ek onder die kraan, my bro, die hare, die cement wil nie uit, but yeah, I need to get sorted out now to go and play. And that night when we opened the club, there was 2 DJs.
So it's you and Superfly.
And Superfly became the resident DJ afterwards.
Okay.
I just needed to set this record straight. On New Year's Eve, there was 2 DJs at Le Club, you know. And because to me, Le Club became personal, really personal,
Yeah.
because I was there helping and building that place, man.
You were constructing that place.
You know, it really became personal to me. And I left and I actually, if I think about it now, I got married. I got married to a lady by the name of Shanaz Valley. Shanaz Valley, you don't know Shanaz Valley, man.
I know a surname Valley, but
Yeah,
I would not know.
the Valley family, a big family, and they had a place in observatory that would hire out the 16mm projectors, and that's the time when the Betamax video machines came out, and they would hire this out and that. And I married Shanaz. Now I stay in Springfield Terrace, you know. The club is going, you know. And Superfly is playing there now. And here I am in Springfield Terrace. I'm staying with Boy, you know, and Auntie Rachila Raham. And everything went downward. Every day I needed to smoke. And there came a time that between me and Boy, we shared one pair of tackies.
Now, who's Boy?
Boy is a guy that actually gave me a place to stay in Springfield Terrace, you know. Not him really, but he was the son of Auntie Rachila Raham in Butayu, you know. And that is where I stayed, man. And yeah, and in the morning we would have, our favorite would be mini steaks and eiers. That's our breakfast in the morning, you know. And boys sal nou aantrekkie paar tekkies om die eiers te gaan koop en die mini steaks. And I would put on the tekkies to go to the Oriental Plaza.
You do what?
There was a guy in the Oriental Plaza called Muazzam. So I supplied him with cassettes.
Okay.
Now he would have this machine that actually makes dubs. And he would sell that to the people.
Okay.
You know, now every day, well, ek my share here van die move. Because now I need food in my stomach, man. I need to smoke, you know, and everything like that. So yeah. And after a while, you know, Cass came again, and I don't know what happened between him and Fly, and asked me to come to the club and all that. And that is where it all began again, you know. And it will become like that between me and Superfly for a long time, man.
Okay.
You know, when Kaz has a quarrel with me, now I'm this type of man, my bro, back in the day, ek hou nie my money.
Yeah.
You know, I tell you like it is. I'm still like that today, you know. But nowadays, I'm more in control
Yeah.
in saying and how I say things. Back then, I didn't care how it comes out.
You're more matured now.
Yeah.
Just
Thank
a
God,
question.
man.
Just a question.
Mm.
Is Mrs. Wally still around?
Man, I would love to see that woman one day. Just to apologize. Because I do think that my drug addiction drove her away from me, you know. And I didn't realize that, you know.
That's the cause of your marriage that broke up, etc.
Yeah, man. I actually, when I was married to Shanaz, I was living like a Lani. I would walk with a briefcase, opening a shop, and live in a house that had a swimming pool,
I love it.
Sabran Park, and things like that. But I needed that fix.
Okay.
I needed to go to Woodstock at night and go smoke.
Okay.
And I would go through the boy, and I would get my fix, and she will wait for me, and they will go back home again. But I think that got to her,
Okay.
and then she asked me for the divorce. And the divorce happened at Cleopatra, a club called Cleopatra.
I just
in
wanted to
Cape
say
Town.
that there was a club called Cleopatra.
Yeah. In actual fact, while I was playing at Lee Club, and this thing between me and Fly, Kaz was using us against each other.
Okay.
When as hy dik is aan Fly, dan kwaal hy van my. As hy dik is aan my, dan gaan hy vir Fly.
Okay.
And it was a never-ending story. I also think that is where the rivalry actually started,
Okay.
And me and Fly, we were tight, man.
Yeah.
We were tight. We were rock solid soul brothers, and we would do everything together. There was a time I remember when we did Copacabana Radio 5 Techniques DJ competition there. That is where I met Russell,
Okay.
right? And this day, ek kan Fly die 'n outfit gee te my bro. Ons het die outfit gee te my maat en 'n kasse gehad en vir ons elkeen 'n blouse gee. But you see, a blouse was nothing to put on back then because as a DJ,
No.
blouse
That was part of your attire.
yeah, it wasn't a girly thing or whatever,
Yeah.
And there we went and played the Copacabana Radio 5 DJs competition.
I just while you were at it, I just wanted what it had me a question because when you said you put on a blouse and playing at the back street, I thought perhaps that that too meant to be
Moenie daar
together.
gaan toe.
Maar okay, but as he
we had this back then a DJ het aangetrek.
okay.
You would see this is the DJ. We would have these type of shirts with the pleats and all that,
Okay,
You would look funky, man.
Yeah,
You had to
No,
dress.
I was just wondering, back streets.
Alles aan die back street, yeah. So, yeah, me and Fly, we would smoke together,
Yeah.
There was one day we were actually standing on the corner of the main road,
This is now main road Woodstock.
Woodstock, opposite Greatmore Street.
Okay.
Now, Fly is lang, me bro.
Yeah,
Ek is kort.
Okay.
But that moment in time, we just grabbed each other and we cried. We really cried because the words was, I can't say it on air,
Yeah.
but there was not liquor words going down about what somebody is doing to us.
Exactly.
This person was really using us and thinking nothing of us.
Okay.
I'm not going to mention the name, but that person knows who that person is,
Okay.
And we were going down not a liquor road, man, And there we were hustling every day to get our fix also,
Okay.
And also the pot moet geroer word and all that, And then I got the offer of opening Cleopatra
Okay.
in Weinberg.
I just wanted to find out where was Cleopatra?
It was in Station Road in the basement, man, and a girl approached me by the name of Jackie. Okay? Jackie, and she said to me, and I said, hey, man, I would love to come and play for you guys, but ek het die record see,
Okay.
He said, that's not a worry. We can go to Ragtime and go buy the records, man. So there I started going to with Jackie. She had this green Rover. And we would go to Ragtime and go see what we can find in order to build the collection. And that is where I opened Cleopatra.
Okay.
The boss of Cleopatra was still Nasi Samai, And also a bad experience I had there as well. I remember it was 1 month, the month of Ramadan. Yeah. Now, Nasi also being a Muslim, and I would get paid monthly, right?
Okay.
But it was in the middle of the month,
Okay.
right? But he said, hey, I'm going to sort you out, man, you know. And come this day and that day. On that day, I went, right? And there on the counter was like a bag full of meat, you know. And I thought, okay, die oude vir my uitgesout, you know, die vlees word nou my...
Yeah.
No, you know. I lived there with nothing at all. Nothing at all, my bro. No money, niks pakkie vlees daar nie, you know, nothing. You know, I lived and I went towards the taxi rank. And if you go down the railway, there's a substation. You go up, there's always hawkers, you know.
That's right.
And this guy, I'll never forget him, man. Ruki Masala.
What a name.
Farouk Masala, now they are a family that always had stalls, food stalls
Okay.
in Weinberg, you know, when Weinberg was still Weinberg, man.
Yes.
And I said to him now, you know, what happened to me and things like that. And so he gave me a 20 rand, my brother. And on that eat, I could eat a piece of chicken.
Okay.
If it weren't for this man, I would have had absolutely nothing to eat,
Okay.
you know, on that eat. And now I'm in my second marriage again. This
Sec-
is all happening at Cleopatra.
Second marriage too again?
Hmm?
That your second marriage
Yes.
too? Was that Mrs. Bali?
No,
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 no.
my second marriage was to Samaya,
Oh my God. Okay. Give me.
you know. My second
Tell
marriage
me.
was to Samaya.
Yes.
I divorced my first wife in Cleopatra. And I met my second wife in Cleopatra, you know. But yeah, so one day I was doing a matinee. And this chick I know because I knew her through Roland,
Okay.
right? Her name was Tanya.
Okay.
They were always a clique together. Roland being the first guy to have a modeling agency during the apartheid era, man. So Tanya was one of of his models, and she comes down. She says to me, "Solly is die boer, Solly wil jou sien."
Okay.
Right? There I went up. I still asked DJ Calvin to take over from me. Calvin-
This is the Uncle Cal.
No,
No,
not Uncle
okay.
Cal.
All right.
This is not Uncle Cal. This is what a phenomenal DJ this guy was, man. Absolutely phenomenal DJ. He just passed on 2 years, a year back. Calvin, I really can't. I think it's Jackmaster Funk, something like that.
Okay.
It was called, you know.
Yes. No, I
And
remember
and
that.
that is also where Fast Eddie also started his career. You know, these were the guys that actually, you know, they found themselves at Cleopatra.
Okay.
You know, and they would become my relief DJs.
Okay.
You know, and there I went up, and Sully says to me, "Man, I got this club in Cape Town, called Club Paradise.
Okay.
I want you to come play for me, you know." And I didn't think twice, man.
Mm.
I left. Because now there are other DJs as well, so they can take over. And I'm furthering my career.
Correct.
And there I was with Solly, man. Now this is the retirement of Solly.
Mm.
Little did I know, you know, because he was still playing in the club.
Mm.
He said to me, "I am retiring, and you need to take over from me." He could,
Take over as a DJ?
yes, take over as a DJ, because now he says, you know, because it's going to become too much for him, because he has to run the club and all sorts of licorice, you know. And I became the resident DJ of Club Paradise.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And Solly goes into retirement now, you know, and he's giving it over to me.
Okay.
Now, here I am at Club Paradise.
All right.
Now, I'm bringing the shit now to Cape Town.
Okay.
Because Solly, being Solly and being all well known, he had contacts in Joburg,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
So every month he would give me 2 books. And in these books, I will read about the music, the beats per minute, who remixes and all that. And I would pick these songs through a book. Never ever heard it, my bro. every month on the dot, excuse me, I would get up to 30 pieces of vinyl
Okay.
from Johannesburg.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the first DJ to drop Mars, Pump Up the Volume,
Okay.
in Cape Town.
Was SKYY.
Blow Mercedes, I Want to Be Your Property,
Uh-huh.
Cape Town, Sky. Pink Cadillac, DJ Sky, Cape Town, because of Solly,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and his contacts that he had. So we stopped buying music from Ragtime or whatever record library there was in Cape Town back then. And I'm getting everything from straight from Joburg, man.
Like almost like straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, man. Because Cape Town would get the music only after Joburg has received it, you know. And there I was at Club Backstreet, man.
At Backstreet or at
I mean, Paradise.
Paradise. I just want to say now. Again,
Paradise.
you're going back to Backstreets because
Yeah.
I wanted to say Backstreets, the mower, the hemde. But what was your favorite tune that you played at Paradise? See that you were now the only DJ at Paradise.
Yeah, there was a lot of music, man. I can't really say my favorite tune, you know, that I can say, okay, man, this was my tune back then. There was such a lot of music, man, and I would, you know, there's many times say, yeah, this was my song back then.
Yeah.
Then I say to myself, but you had thousands of songs that you said, this is my song, you know.
Yeah.
Every song, man, you know, every song was like my song. But there was one song.
That's what I want to hear. We're going to play that song. We're going to take a break and we're going to ask Lady Pearl to play that song.
Mars, Pump Up the Volume.
Okay.
You
So
know.
let's pump up the volume. We'll take
Yeah.
a break.
And,
then
and,
we'll
and from the original Pump Up the Volume, the remixes all came out, you
Okay,
know, and things
okay.
like that. So yeah, man, that is where I have really said it out there because of Sully, man, you know.
Okay.
And now Paradise is rocking, man. I'm rocking 1,000 to 2,000 people on a Saturday night, on a Friday night, man. That place is pumping. It's a double-story venue. What a huge staircase and all that inside, you know. And Sully was the owner, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that was amazing, brother, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I never got paid short.
Oh, I just almost thought you were going to tell me you
Never got paid short.
Okay.
And my money was always there on time. Although it wasn't a lot, but the money was there. You didn't have to go ask for your money. You know? Yeah. There was one night at Lee Club. So Cass calls the whole staff up into his office.
Okay.
Right. Now, each one he asks, each one must give the answer why they should get paid.
It was a song that came out. Johnny just got paid, but it seems that you guys never got paid.
No, I mean, he did that. He did that one night, you know, and you had to explain to him why you must get paid.
It's almost like you must justify your
Yes.
payment.
You worked, man. You
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
Whether you are a waiter or a bouncer or whatever, they work. You know, they work.
Yeah.
Why do they have to tell you as a boss, I think I deserve to get paid because I did this, I did that?
Yeah.
You are employed by these people, man. You know?
Yeah.
And you know, yeah. So they, but when I was at Lee Club, right,
Yeah.
there was something that I also did
Okay.
that no one else did. You know, I became a sound engineer.
Okay, that's something also.
You know, and I will go with Kaz on Boxing Day and New Year's Day. I didn't know what it was to have a New Year's Day, man, or at home, you know, always busy because the nightclubs. Then we would go visit a prison called Yalderstroom,
Okay.
and we would go with sound equipment out there, and you know, because the prisoners, they had the coons there on that day, and we will provide the sound for them.
Okay.
And Cass would sing songs to them and all that. And that is how I became a sound engineer doing sound. So much so that I actually ended up at the Laxarama
Wow.
doing sounds for the Kinnesani Ses.
I think, Adil, hold on to that. We're gonna play that tune.
Okay,
And when
let's
we
do
come
that.
back, I want to hear about your sound engineering skills
Okay,
and what you've done
awesome, man.
in that career.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, listeners. We'll be back, and don't forget Skyynet Radio, the interview with my soul brother here on the couch. And call in. I want to hear or put your questions to Lady Pearl. All right, we're back online, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, good afternoon and welcome to Skyynet Radio on this lovely Saturday afternoon with Richard Fortune and the man on the couch, founder, Adil,
Dissecting
SKWY.
my brain today, eh?
That's right. Hey, we want you to tell it as it is, and we're getting there, and we're getting to find out more about you, where you started. Actually, we're getting close to. I'm thinking
Yeah.
finishing off where you are actually at the moment.
Yeah.
But we finished off with the sound engineering, which to me
Yes.
became very interesting. So you did some sound engineering. So
Yes,
Give me more.
Kaz bought a sound system, you know, because Kaz was doing this cabaret singing, you know, started to sing, you know, and I actually got to know a Ross mixer, Des mixer. I didn't know back then, you know. I didn't know. All I knew was a DJ mixer, you know, the Rodet mixer. That was what I knew, and I got to know about sounds, man, and tops, mids, and bass, you know.
Okay.
And Kaz had the sound system. I do not know how it came, but Kaz would provide the sound to the Luxorama on a Sunday show, man. Now, this is the beginning of Emo Adams,
okay.
Lukman Adams,
Yeah.
Alistair Isabel. These guys were still lighties then. You know, they started out with this show by their father called Kinesani Ses.
Okay.
You know, and through that I had the opportunity of meeting some of the greats, man. You know, the late Tally Peterson, the late Zane Adams, you know, all these guys, you know, they will do their thing on a Sunday afternoon in the Luxorama. Die vlooie het gebyt, maar die titties was daar, you know, and that was the time where the backtracks were on cassette,
Okay.
you know, and I had to know what to do and how to do these things, because if I make a flop there now, man, it reflects on the artists on the stage, you know, and some of them had the most impossible requests, you know, because you're working with cassettes. It's kind of hard if you want the fourth song first and the third song second, you know. It's never done in the order that they would say, okay, number 1, 2, and 3, that's it. That is how it's recorded. You play it accordingly. No, because you want, you know. Luckily, we had back then, cassettes that would fast forward to the next track, and it will stop there. And that, you know, sometimes we had to do the pencil, you know, and this sometimes the actual cassette would like really tangle up.
Okay.
You know, and that is how I came in doing sound, man.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
All right. So that was just at the Luxorama. You did the sound.
Yeah, many places that I would go with Kaz, you know, waterfront and things like that. I will do the whole setup, man.
Okay.
The whole setup, the speakers, the works, you know. Ek is somebody over a drought, you know.
And you got paid?
Yeah, I got paid, man, but if I look back at it, my bro, ek het mos peanuts gepay, man. You know, really. You know, it was like just getting point A to point B.
Yeah.
You know, 'n stukkie brood op die tafel en my pyp se geld.
Okay.
You know, that was, you know, it was all about, I didn't realize this, you know, back then, but the fix, and as ek net gekry het die R50, daai kabo daai
Yeah.
is right,
Okay.
you know, because I am doing what I love doing, you know, and if you listen to my story from the beginning to
Right.
now, you will actually understand why I love music that much.
No, I gathered that, Sky,
Mm.
and the drug addiction was still there.
Yeah.
And I want to get to whereby you must tell the listeners there you stopped the drugs and how you finished stop so that they can get an idea.
Long story short, my bro, I went into retirement.
Okay.
I went into retirement and I didn't play no more. And I ended up in Ottery Flats, right? And that is where I've been staying for more than 30 years in the Ottery Flats, you know. And every day I needed to get a fix, man. And there was no income, you know. Wife went to work, you know, and wife has to come home at night, uh, um, seeing that there is money so I can get my fix. Otherwise, break ek die huis up,
Okay.
you know. That is how bad it became, you know. And I went into a depression, not realizing I actually went into a depression, you know. And because it was, to me, it was, ek moet my paper op, kyk 'n movie, val in die slaap, skrik wakker, ek moet 'n paper op, kyk 'n movie, val in die slaap. It became every day, you know. And I went further and further down the gutters, you know. Something I never did, you know, and I was always a private smoker. I would never ever stand on the corner and you know, like the guys would smoke their pipe on the corner, you know. No. I always I choose the people that I would sit down and smoke with. And I was such a bad smoker, my brother. Heavy smoker, if I can put it that way. You will only get the pipe from me after I'm done.
Well, that's something. And what you're actually saying, you almost used to smoke that pipe when it's finished.
Ek rook hy pyp moeg, my bro. Dan kry jy die uitpyp.
Be that what it may,
Ja.
you then stopped smoking at what age? And what made you realize that I must stop smoking?
So, years went by, and this one guy came to visit me one day. You know, and I was still doing drugs, man, and you know, I will do anything just to get some money out of you, just to feed my fix, you know, feed my habit. And he came to me one day. He said, "My bro, you can't sit like this. We're gonna try and bring you out of retirement." You know, this guy name was Lester Muller.
Okay.
You know, and through Lester Muller, I met Hillary. I met all these phenomenal people. In actual fact, that is when I think it was 2016. The Sky Crew came into existence. You know, now these are fans, man. You know, I didn't get help from nobody out there in my music field.
Yes.
I didn't get help from Cass either. You know, nobody was there. I was okay. Ek het jou klank gebruik. Sy is nou daar so. Kyk wat sy kry. I'm not blaming anybody for the situation I landed myself in.
Okay.
But all I'm saying is nobody was there except the fan. The fan that actually followed me throughout the years in the nightclubs and all that. These were the people that brought me back into this industry again.
Okay.
Okay? So I think I went back, and when I went back, man, I went to a club called the Grisco Retreat.
I remember that club because that's where I also started.
Yeah. So there I was playing for Vinny, right? And
Vinny. Yes.
oh, Vinny,
Wow.
a mess. But there I was playing for Vinny, and I was coming back, man. I was coming back. I was fighting my way back, and I was still doing drugs, man. But I didn't go down the avenue of the tick or whatsoever, you know. I maintained on the man drugs and dagga, and yeah, but it didn't really work out, because when he started paying me the first week, wages was full, you know. Second week, few rands, not there. Third week, you know, and fourth week, al hoe minder die wages het al hoe minder geraak, you know. So die ouens so I ended up at a club downstairs called Stormers.
Okay.
Right? Stormers, I worked for Wally. Now Wally would put my money in the bank, man. I would get my money, you know. That is where I actually hooked up with Russell again.
Okay.
One day, while I was playing, Russell came in there. Because it's a pub, you can walk in, you know. Now, this is now a new thing. Because back then, you know, there wasn't such things as pubs, you know. It was nightclubs. And now, the pub scene is taking over, you know. Opposite was the Bull. Yeah, the Witty Bull, no?
I remember that place.
Yes, yes. And so Russell said to me, my bro, now Russell was down and out now.
Okay.
He was also on this drug spree, you know.
Okay.
He was actually on the roads, you know. He
Okay.
was sleeping on the street as well. And he says to me, my bro, my pan die music hier man. So I said to him, my bro, die problem hy bring net vir my 'n spindel met blanks, you know.
Yeah.
Then I'll hook you up.
Yeah.
And the following night he came and he brought me the spindle, you know. And I did it, I gave it to him, and I didn't see Russell again. And after a while, I actually heard that Russell has converted, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, he found God again,
Okay.
and he has stopped the drugging and all that, and, you know, that is so. Russell contacted me one day and he said, my bro, sal jy speel vir my? Ek vra hom, what's it? Hy sê vir my, my bro, ek het 'n all-white party, Protea Hall, you know, and it's going to be myself, DJ Dion, and Keith, DJ Keith,
Okay.
and Russell.
All right.
The four of us, we're going to play at this all-white party. And my first event, got paid for an hour, $500, man, you know, and I mean, like, really, you know, it's het geweet vir R50 'n weekday tyd, you know. And there,
And then now escalated at least to 500 rand.
yeah, my first event was Russell.
Yeah.
And from there, myself and Russell started doing the events, you know.
Okay.
And now, Russell was the guy that would go to the people, selling the tickets to the people and that. I was again the guy that would make the posters, make the little videos and that, and push Facebook, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had a partnership, we had a system that did not fail, you know.
Yeah.
We had, our biggest event we had was 2017 Space Odyssey Reunion,
Okay.
right? And when I walked into that venue that night, it was at Wissing.
Okay.
That place was jam-packed, my brother. Jam-packed. I walked in with a new Mark Pro 3 controller, right? Lady Hillary bought me that. Now, this is all I owned, a little controller Pro 3 and a Dell laptop. That is all I owned, man. And it was given to me.
Yeah.
It's not something that I bought, you know.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was given to me out of the goodness of this fan.
Yeah.
Bought it and gave it to me, you know. Here's something, kyk wat jy kry.
Okay.
Another edition, Mr. Howard,
Yeah.
you know. And I played with this thing, my bro. I remember the first song I dropped on that night was John Rucker,
Okay.
Move.
All right.
Right.
All right.
That Russell even said to me a couple of nights after that he wanted to know what was that song that I dropped on that night. I was actually the opening act on that thing
Okay.
at the Space Odyssey Reunion. I'll never forget it, man. And that is where my relationship with Russell began,
Okay.
you know. And so Russell got sick, right? The event at Hanover Street was about to go down, the high school reunion, right? And we were planning on the next Space Odyssey reunion. And our plans were myself, Russell, and Superfly on that. It never came to be.
Never materialized.
Yeah,
Okay.
Russell actually passed on,
Okay.
right? And you know the rest of the story. There we were at the funeral. You know, Uncle Kel was the master of ceremony. and something Uncle Kel did that day. And he never ever, me personally, I didn't know about it. He made all DJs stand up.
Okay.
You were there, my brother.
I was there.
You stood up.
Yes.
He made a vow on behalf of all DJs there that day
Yeah.
that we will keep Russell's legacy alive.
Okay. Are they keeping it alive?
You see? You see? Nobody kept Russell's legacy alive. Nobody did. I used to go to Russell's grave, go visit him, you know. And one day I actually said to Hillary, you know what? Russell do not deserve this. He needs a tombstone, something nice on his grave, because it was all grey, just across there, you know. And there I was, and I said to her, now, Skyynet Radio is now in existence, right? And I said to her, you know what, I just started Skyynet Radio in actual fact. Just really, I just started it, yes, because after Russell's passing, COVID hit us. All right? When COVID hit us, we started doing live streaming on Facebook because everybody was restricted.
Correct.
Everybody was restricted and nobody could go anywhere. I needed to find a way to bring music to our people, man. And that is through the live streaming that myself and Andre Linderoff, we started that. And I still remember Andre said, my bro, we're going to do this, but we're going to do it the right way. The sound needs to be perfect. Everything needs to be perfect. And we got ourselves hold of sound cards and all that. We didn't want to sound like a piece of blick when we go on Facebook, you know. So that is where the knowledge of sound engineering also materialized.
Came to the fold now.
Yes. And we did that. And one day, okay, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself.
No.
When my dad passed on, right? When my dad passed on, he left us, the kids, a house.
Okay.
Right? And the house were to be sold and the money to be divided amongst the kids. And I received a 45,000 rand. Nou, dis 'n bra wat nie 'n 45,000 rand in sy lifetime gehad het nie. You know? This is a bra that recently stopped drugging.
Quite. That's what I want to hear. The stopping of the drugging.
The day I actually stopped drugging, my brother, I had no knowledge it would be my last day. God's truth. As God is my witness today, when I did my last pipe, my brother, I said to this other guy, ek het nou, like I said to you, ek maak 'n pipe klaar, dan gee ek dit oor vir jou. Then I'm done, then I move on.
Correct.
I got up there, I walked out of that gate, my brother, and never ever looked back. Only to realize 3 to 4 days, jy adel sê maar jy het nog nie 'n pyp gerook nie. You know, then I said to myself, right, let's see what the next day does, or see what the next day does, you know. And that is, I staunchly believe today that God has taken that away from me. There's just ain't no other way. I never attended a rehab. I never had withdrawal symptoms. I had absolutely zilts, my brother. And this is now the beginning of a new man, you know. And that's only through the grace of the Almighty God, man. I staunchly believe this up till today.
Adil, your story is out there. You stop the drugs. What do you say to the kids that wants to attempt to do drugs and those who still taking drugs?
Man, all I can say is it's a down spiral road. Even if you do not realize it, you end up nowhere, man. You're not only hurting yourself, you hurt those that loves you. You know? I did a post, I think about a week or two ago, where I actually spoke about my drug. You know, I am, and all thanks to the Almighty God, I am 4.5 years drug free.
Fantastic.
You know,
Glory
I'm
to
drug
God.
free, you know. And how my life has turned around, man. You know, I just say to you now that I actually owned nothing. I had absolutely nothing, my brother. When my dad left me the 45,000. It was evenly shared
Yeah.
amongst the kids, We were in COVID. And there was a need. There was a need. People needed food. And I had money. Now I could have taken that money, my brother. Ik kan mos 'n Boesman fees hê dit,
Exactly.
chops upon chops, and ik kon absolutely, I could have saddled myself up with that 45. You know what I did with that money? I made food for my people.
And you're still making food.
And I'm still making food. And believe you me if I tell you this, I do not have a 9 to 5 job. I do not work. I do not have somebody that actually gives me a wage packet at the end of the week.
How do you survive?
Look around you, my brother. Do you see this around you?
I see
I
this.
am a proud owner of all this. Skuld niemand niks. And you're asking me how am I surviving? There's one way I survive, my brother. I staunchly believe that God provides for me. That is why I keep on doing charity. Because giving to your people in need, that is the work that you're doing on behalf of your God. And your God pays you.
The blessings then you get from there.
Absolutely. Skyynet Radio, 3 years old. Not sponsored by anyone. Nobody, Zults, not sponsored, But, everything in life costs, man.
Correct.
Electricity, if you need to stream, you need to have a solid fiber Wi-Fi in order to do that. It costs money. Where is this money coming from?
You tell me.
God, man. Simple. You see, God says, I am what my servant thinks of me. And I know God provides for me. I never have a doubt, no more. I may have had that doubt many years back, but not anymore. So I took that money. I actually used a 10,000 rand and I bought myself 2 Hofdale speakers and an amp from Andre Linderoff.
Yeah.
Right? And that is all I used. The rest of the money, I gave to charity, man. There you go. And that is where everything turned for me.
Okay.
I am blessed with awesome people around me. I can't ask for anything more than that, Absolutely people that loves me, care for me, believe in my dream, and because of them, I have become really, really, how can I say, a strong person. I go for what I believe in, and because I staunchly believe that God has changed my life around. God het gesê net so ver en nie verder nie. I know what you've been through, but you have suffered enough.
So in closing, Mr. Adil, our final words to the masses and to your listeners out there. And after that, then I want to see if there's a few listeners that want to ask some questions. We'll take the questions and we will answer them. But in closing, your final keynote address. Tell me what
I first and foremost want to address the music industry, especially as DJs in Cape Town. We should not hate one another for something that all of us love doing. We should be there for one another, I mean, if I look back at my life, man, when I needed somebody, I didn't know I needed somebody. There was nobody. And in this game that we are in, it's a game that's one word and one word only. It's a game of love. And if we cannot show love for our fellow DJ or our fellow muso, man, we do not belong in this game. We do not belong in this industry. You are an insult to this industry that I dearly love. Mr. Fortune, I love you with all my heart, man. And I will, I will go to the ends of this road to try and help you, man, in any which way. And that goes for anybody out there. Anyone out there. If I can help you in any which way, I'm gonna. Ik ga my benen breek for you.
So
And and that is what I want the industry. You know, this industry, for as long as I have been a DJ, this industry has been very, let's put it in Afrikaans, by your stiff met mekaar. You know, there was always this, die ene wil bietras, die ander ene wees, die ander ene wil die ander ene outplay. It's not about that. It's about the message that is love, and if your tool is music, you gotta spread love, man. But love starts at home. Okay. Secondly, I want to address the drug addict. Right? The drug addict, my brother and my sister, if you are doing it, still doing it, man, go on your knees. Ask Almighty God to give you guidance, you know. Takwa and iman, you know, you only through God you can fight this pandemic that you find yourself in today. Especially my colored community. I love you guys. But we are doing ourselves wrong. And we want to blame the next person for that. No, man. Change starts with you. And stop hurting your mother, your father, your brother, your wife, your sister. You know, you abusing your drug doesn't affect you and you alone. It affects our whole community, man. You know, and I promise you, as I'm sitting here today, if you change your life, for God says, you take one step towards me, I'll come running.
ladies and gentlemen, listeners, there you've heard it. It's my brother from another mother, which I
Yeah.
love dearly. We became to know each other for many years.
And lastly, man, I want to address the fan out there. The fan. Laat ek eers 'n bietjie water drink voor ek praat, sê aan my bro.
Well, no, I'm not going to talk anymore. In fact, we've heard it all. We've heard it from the horse's mouth. I'm going to ask Lady Black Pearl to play us a tune, and then we're going to take
No.
some questions from the listeners.
Before she does, I need to do this.
Okay, you do what you must do, brother. It's
The
your day.
the fan out there.
Yeah.
Without you, there's no me. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for always have been there listening to my music, especially those that actually commented on my post now recently. Thank you for your kind words, everybody. I say again, without you, there's just no me. Thank you to the fan.
Well, fans, you have the opportunity to ask a question after Lady Black Pearl is going to play us a special tune. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again we're back on Skyynet Radio on this lovely Saturday afternoon. We are about to close off, but as I said, we're going to take. In fact, we took one or two questions, and I believe there is a question.
Apparently,
I don't know. Somebody's asking Sky about sy oupa se vakansies.
Ja.
Ek weet nie waar gaan hy na toe nie. Kan jy die mense vertel wat praat die mense?
my
somebody
granddad.
knows something about you.
Yeah. My granddad, he manufactured these wagons, man. Now, back in apartheid, when you were a walker, the only way you could actually do what you needed to do, you had to have a vansi. And my granddad made those vansis. If you go to the District 6 Museum, you will actually find one of those vansis there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Also, what many do not know, my dad, Mr. Adam, was a songwriter. He wrote the songs for the Koons and lots of Malay choirs, man.
Okay.
You know, my dad wrote Rusa.
Okay.
You know, my dad wrote Dakomi Alibama.
Oh wow.
You know, my dad was well respected and well known in the Malay choir and Koons industry, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, it's in the blood, the music, you know, it's in the blood. And yeah, also something I would like to tap on. It will be my 4th year this year
Okay.
that I do a Christmas run, man.
All right.
I do that every year in memory of Russell,
Okay.
you know, where I go into the community and I give the little kids party packets. We make pots of food. I make it myself, man.
Oh.
And this beautiful lady outside, the chief whip, see, we do the cooking ourselves, and we love doing that. And we go out there in the communities and we give to the people, you know.
Okay.
And you see, do you understand why I say now I staunchly believe that God provides?
No, I definitely believe that, Anil, and God will provide. When you want to make that pot of food again,
Yeah.
please kindly talk to me, because I've got some connection that
Awesome,
people
man.
that,
Awesome.
I'm working with a distributor that
Yeah.
sells rice, and I
Yeah.
think rice is needed for the pot.
Yeah. Also, always. Awesome, man. Awesome.
So I don't know if there's any other question. Was that the only one?
One of the listeners wanted to know what happened. You should tell us what happened at the all-white party.
Oh, man. You know, they say this is the velvet voice of versatility, right? So everybody was playing, and my turn to play, man.
Yeah.
And I tripped the power, man.
Oh my gosh. So you switch off the lights.
They're not calling me the tiny man with 2,000 volts for nothing, you know what I'm saying? I literally blow power, man. I really do, at the Protea wall, man. And yeah, we were talking about that of DJ Russell, right?
Yeah.
And I'm calling a spade today, man.
Yeah.
And wherever this falls onto, you can take it any which way you wanna,
Yeah.
you know. So I wanted to put a tombstone on Russell's grave,
Yeah.
right? And my plead went out there to all DJs to come on board and help, you know, putting a tombstone on Russell's grave, you know. 2 DJs came on board. Viper
Yes.
2.0 and Stevie D, right? And another brother from Australia, Brent. These were the only 3 guys. I mean, we are rich in this industry when it comes to, you know, everybody had to say, no, Russell gave me this opportunity, gave me that opportunity. Nobody came on board to help me put a tombstone on Russell's grave. You see, the Skyynet Radio listeners, they came on board and we did it together. And today, there's a beautiful tombstone right there on Russell's grave, man. Ice. With 2 turntables and all, my bro. Hy het die hele system opgeneem. You know?
May his soul rest in peace, and may
Yeah.
God bless this radio station, Skyynet Radio, with Ideal and his beautiful Black Pearl.
Yeah.
Did-
I also would like to mention Mark Adams, DJ Cat.
Yes.
Right. So when I came out of retirement, the CD came about, you know. Ek kom ons van die vinyl era.
Correct.
You know. So there were CDs out, man. I had absolutely nothing, my bro. And Cat was the guy that actually provided me with my first CD. You know, he would normally sign his name on the CD. So you will know that's DJ Cat.
Yeah.
And he had a great belief in verbatim
Okay.
CD. And the song that he dropped on there, because he said to me, you love this song, my bro, I'm going to drop it. Bobby Thurston, you got what it takes.
Okay.
You know, I just wanted to mention him because if there was two DJs in this industry that actually gave me the time and place, man,
Yes.
it was DJ Cat
Yeah.
and it was DJ Russell.
Okay.
And you know, God bless their souls, you know, may their beautiful souls rest in peace. Every Sunday I will dedicate a song to the both of them, man, because the vow that was made that day in the church in front of the family and in actual fact in front of Russell,
Yeah.
nobody has lived up to it,
Okay.
but I have. Because I've taken that vow to heart.
Okay.
Because Russell was my best friend when he passed on, man.
Okay.
You know, there was something Russell did one day that I will always have the greatest respect for him. Because we had an agreement, you do me a certain amount of posters, I'll pay you a certain amount of money,
Okay.
right? And I messaged him one day, ek sê vir my, bro, jy gaat niks aan nie by die huisie, man. You know, he's niks nie. I say, my brother, I'm at work, man, but give me time till tonight, right? I wasn't here. I was in Ottery. Hillary phoned me to say, Russell was here, he dropped the money. So I said, will you take the money and go buy something, you know? Because there was nothing. Half an hour after that, Hillary messaged me again. Russell just walked in here with 2 bags, carrier bags of groceries. He came, he paid the money that was due to me.
Yeah.
He left, he went to go shopping, and he brought that.
Okay.
You see, that is the heart that Russell had, and that is that moment. Russell stole my heart, man.
Okay.
You know, and I will always talk about it. You
No.
know, because he did something that he wouldn't expecting from him, because he has paid me what he owes me. So, daar's jou geld, my bro, kyk maar wat jy kry, you know.
Yeah.
No, he went the extra mile. You know, he went to Pick and Pay. He got himself, he got 2 carrier bags of groceries.
Yeah.
What it was up to today, I do not know, but man, you know, that is the type of person Russell was. So I had to do something where after his passing, the tombstone and keeping his legacy alive, you know, every year. If there's anybody out there who wants to come on board on the Christmas run, guys, your help will be so much appreciated, man. We even included last year an old age home
Yeah.
where we went and we gave gift packs to our people, man. Man, your heart will break once you enter an old age home and you will see all the mothers and fathers that's been left there on a Christmas day, man. And their family has no time for them.
Yeah.
They are left there to die. We have no time for them. No, man, do not do that to your parent, man. That parent that worked their life in order to sustain you, to rear you,
Yeah.
to give you a good education. And you do not realize where you are today is because of your parent. That's your parent in an old age home. You know, that is what we think about our parents. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please, I beg of you. So, anybody out there, Richard, I took my own boat go for the Christmas run, me bro.
No problem. That's I will avail myself for that Christmas run.
Yeah.
Miss Hillary Blackpool, is there anything else?
I got one message that I want to read to you. And it goes like this. DJ Sky, you are a true legend. I remember you from the club days when I attended Lavender Hill Senior Secondary School, and that was many moons back. I got a CD from a person called Baker, and when I listened to it, I tried to sound like you. That at times my wife will tell my friends that you are my hero. There's a song that you sang in the club and you brought the roof down. You will always be the lady in my life. I would seriously like to own a CD, but it needs to be the music that you played way back in the club. Keep the flag flying high, Sky.
Well, man, you can catch me tonight at 8 o'clock on Skyynet Radio from 8 till midnight, where I'm going to bring that for you, man. I really am going to bring it for you. At Skyynet Radio, you actually get the music that I dropped back in the day, you know. It's my way of going back, you know, to my happy place.
Yes.
So Skyynet Radio brings that to you. It's happening 8 o'clock tonight,
Okay.
you know, the night fever.
All right.
The night fever, man. So yeah, if you want to reminisce, man, and you want to go back, get yourself the app of Skyynet Radio, and yeah.
Okay, we got one more tune for you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Like to thank my mother and father for easing my fears. I like to thank my sisters and brothers for all their support through the years. I could have not gone far without your love. My number one master, the man up above.
All my girlfriends, they helped me become such a man. I took them all these situations that none of them could understand. All those things were cool for a while. They gave me my style, and I'm so glad that I can stand up here with a smile and say,
I made it, victory. Look at me, can't you see that I was meant to be here? I know it's not a race now that I've got my baby.
oh, I can dance to the top, much too high, won't be stopped by anyone who tries it. Oh, baby, yeah.
No one's gonna fight for me. Ooh, yeah.
'Cause I know what's right for me.
Ooh, yeah. It's so uptight for me that I'm gonna stay right here. 'Cause baby, it's our time.
Some groups I left were really disappointed in me. While I was trying to get to the wax top 40